customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
And the Braves are back in front.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Can't pass the people, can't pass the hitman.
And good morning and welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The computer just crashed. I almost said a bad word. I looked to my left. Jeremy Pridge is sitting here, so I'm glad you had your headsets on. And I don't think I said it. I might have worded it. I said it in my mind, though, which is just as bad. It is Thursday in paradise, and we got a special guest today. Now, I think you're going to like these people. Jan and Trudy, the owners of That Cajun Place on Thomas Drive, legendary place. Good morning, people. How you guys doing?
Morning, Jim. We're doing fine.
You're looking good. You don't age, man. You look great.
I wish yeah, right.
You do. You do. And is this your daughter?
Yeah, well, that's what people are telling me nowadays. Yeah, she's not aging. I'm the one that's aging.
No, you both look great. Pull that mic up close to you.
Okay.
So you can hear you. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing great.
Now, they know I love Alabama. Mm-hmm. And they made sure that everybody knows out here in TV world or Facebook world that they're LSU fans, proud of it. If you've been to the Cajun Place, you know that. How about them Tigers?
Go Tigers. we miss Coach O.
Yeah, go Tigers.
Yeah. You know, they showed a picture of Coach O.
At Baylor.
Yeah, at the internet. He had a Baylor shirt. They gave him a shirt to wear around. He still looks good. Man, he's like been lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Young women make you stay young, I think.
Evidently, he does a good job with that.
Oh, he looks good. Looking good and with the women. Young women. Yeah.
We were talking to Coach Sean Campbell at Arnold yesterday, and he was saying he just does three things really well, and that's football, women, and something I forget what he told him.
Drinking.
Recruiting.
Drinking.
Yeah.
One of my favorite interviews was when he was relieved of his duties at LSU. He comes in, meets with the AD, and they said, you got $17 million. We want to give that to you. He says, which store you want me to walk out of?
Yeah. Hey, could you imagine $17 million?
To quit your job.
To quit your job.
Heck, I tell you what, the way you guys are going, you could probably sell your place for $17 million. It's unbelievable. I cannot. Do you remember when y'all were back on the other part of Thomas Drive?
Correct.
All right, we used to go to church in the wintertime, and on Sundays they had their brunch. You go in there, and it's just something you just did. And now the breaking news is you guys are going to be open up on Saturdays and Sundays, which I think is brilliant. We get to go in there now too. But now here's the reason I'm being selfish. The reason I love it, when we had game day last year there, and you opened doors at 11. There was always people, I don't know, Rick told you, that people out there waiting because the wing special, the drink specials, and TVs everywhere. We're all watching college football. But we missed the end of the game, game show with Lee putting on the hat who's going to win that day. We missed that because we're sitting out there waiting. Now we're going to open up at 10. We're going to have our brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Great job. I know that's not the reason y'all did it, but I think that's outstanding. People
we did it just for you.
Just for college football. I love it. Talk about what made you do that?
Quite honestly, Trudy's idea, and what she says always goes. My name might be on the lease and on the paperwork, but she's the boss.
Yeah.
Always. And
you got a good boss.
I do. I have a good boss, and she's pretty too. And we've just been blessed. Truly have. We've made some good ideas. Maybe I've made bad decisions along the way too, but I think the good decisions outweighed the bad ones. So we're very fortunate and very blessed.
There's no doubt.
I think really because we're so busy on Sundays, people can't get in on Sundays.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we gave them a second day. So we can still get their business on Saturdays if they can't make it on Sundays.
No, and I'll be honest with you, it's just really hard. And everybody knows, the locals, it's hard to get in there in the summertime. It really is now. You guys are packed out. People come from everywhere. And it's just, you got to wait so long. It's hard to get in there. So I like it when everybody's going home because we can get back in there. Football season is really good for us. We get in there. And again, I don't know if we want to announce. Rick had told me, let's hold off on announcing what the special is going to be for College Game Day. But if you guys want to tell us, we can, or we can hold off a little bit longer.
No, because we're actually going to get it started this week with normally we don't do it, even like for professional ball, for preseason. But
Right.
we're going to go ahead and
You are for preseason?
We're starting with
Wow.
preseason. We're going to have 50-cent wings and $5 pitchers of beer during any live broadcast.
You can't get that anywhere. You realize, I mean, you guys be taking a loss on that. You have to be with the chicken at least, because 50 cents a wing, you can't get that anywhere anymore. It even had to go up last time to 75 cents. Now it's going back down like it used to be.
And the prices that came down, as long as they stay down like where they're at right now, we can,
that's
pull that
unbelievable.
off.
All right, you hear here first, that Cajun place. All we want you to do is wear your colors, man. I love to see those Alabama shirts in there, along with the LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Florida State, Florida. Wear your shirts in there, have a great time. We enjoy it, man. We made friends from Oklahoma fans. They had, you don't see a whole lot of Oklahoma shirts in there.
No, they're just an SEC school.
Yeah, they are now. Yeah. But they got those Oklahoma shirts on, and we were start cutting up, messing with them, and we became friends with them. It was two females. Then the next day, their husbands come in. Julie, we're all in there. We got Alabama stuff. They got Oklahoma stuff, and watching all the games up there at that Cajun place. $5 pitchers, 50-cent wings. We're going to have it packed out this year. It's going to be crazy. We got a phone call? All right, let's take this phone call. Good morning. Good morning.
I think they hung up.
I'm sorry. You told me earlier, and I just kept running my mouth. I apologize. Call back. I apologize. Was it Michigan Eddie?
I didn't recognize the voice.
Okay, good. As long as it's not Michigan Eddie, you can answer.
Sounded like a female.
That's even better. They're called back. That's good. We don't get many feedback. Well, yeah, we do. I guess so. All right. So we're open up. I was going to ask you this. I know everybody else has a problem, employees, getting people there, showing up, doing the work. You guys seem to do pretty well with that. Talk about your employees. I just don't see a shortage there.
No, we've been very blessed. We've been fully staffed all summer. We had a little hit on our kitchen.
Yeah.
For a few weeks, but we've replaced them all, and we've got people that have been with us for 10 years.
Well, I want you to brag on somebody because I love him. He played for me. Rick does a great job. How long has Rick been with you guys?
I believe 5 years.
Yeah, and he does a great job.
Excellent.
He's still kind of a young boy, too, to have all that responsibility.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s.
Yeah. He's good. He played ball for me, Jeremy. Really good football player. Good person. Works extremely hard. Get down to that Cajun place. Have a great time. All right, my question to both of you guys. LSU.
Georgia's not going to win this year.
That was one of them. I got a lot of questions for you guys today. I thought I'd make it easy for you. But, Jeremy, all three of you. LSU's athletic director, we got to take our hats off to him. The guy did an unbelievable job. He hires the new female basketball coach. What does she do? She wins the national championship. He hires a new base, and people don't realize that. You think LSU football, they're tough on coaches in football. I think they're tougher on baseball. They're known for baseball. I went to the SEC champion in Birmingham Hoover, the SEC tournament. And we get there. The whole side was LSU people. I've never seen anything like it. As the games went on, it was like 3/4 of the size was all LSU. Those people travel like you would not believe. But he hired a new baseball coach. What does he do? He wins a national championship. He hires Brian Kelly, a big-time coach. I had a guy in here coming here, the big Ohio State guy, Jason Kovaleski, owns McFit Sports Nutrition. He goes, he's not a fit. He's not a fit. He doesn't fit in with LSU and their people. He said he tries to fake talk. He tries to dance. Well, he can coach. And I think you guys open your arms up to anybody. Nick Saban's was not from the South down here from L.A. No. He wins the SEC West year one. They beat Alabama. They win 10 ball games. How do you like your AD?
I think he's wonderful.
All right, here's the question. All right, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
No, the question I'm sure is going to come up with who's going to win FSU or LSU.
No, that's coming later.
Oh, that's coming.
Here's the old one now. They've gotten it done in all those sports. He's the one they hired. He's the guy they're paying almost $11 million, whatever it is. It's a huge amount of money. Does he win the national championship in year two? Is this the year they win it all?
They get a great opportunity to do so. You're going to have those guys up there. They're going to have Ohio up there. I don't think Georgia's going to make 3 years in a row. I don't see that happening. They're going to have a good team this year, but I think LSU's got a good running for it.
One of the things with LSU, it's going to be interesting, and you've got a coaching perspective on this. It's preseason camp. People are fighting for positions literally in Baton Rouge right now.
I got it. Yeah.
You get that type of incident. How do you as a coach keep that from becoming an internal issue with the chemistry of a ball team and get them back on track to play?
Well, I wouldn't have enough time. We're going to hold off for that because I want their input on that.
Yeah.
When we get back next segment, we're going to talk about this. LSU had a huge fight breakout, and we're going to talk about that when we get back. We don't have enough time right now to get all that in, but that's a great point you brought up, and I think it's a good thing. When I had football teams that got after each other like that, we usually had a pretty good year. They take a lot of pride in themselves. They don't take any crap from anybody. They get after each other. So we'll talk about this when we get back. I don't know if you've heard about it. This happened at practice. I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday it happened at practice at LSU. And Coach Kelly was upset about it. But I think in the long run, he'll be pleased with it. I can't wait. How many days? We're at three Sundays away.
Yeah. 24
FSU,
days.
LSU. We got all these FSU fans around here, too. I went to last year. I got to tell you, last year, I go to the LSU Florida State game in New Orleans.
Yeah, we went to.
Y'all were there?
Yeah.
We were there.
Okay. Where'd y'all stay?
We stayed at the Hyatt, I think.
Yeah, right around the corner.
Okay. We were at the Marriott. I think FSU was staying there. So we go to the game. My son had an LSU shirt on. He loves Les Miles. Loved him. We went to clinic. Les Miles spent time with him. So then on, it's all go him. His number one team's Alabama, though, but he likes LSU. And we're with all these FSU people. He has an LSU shirt on. They treat him okay. I wore a white, little red A on there, Alabama coaching shirt, okay? We're walking down, and we're having a great time. The bar is on the way. Everybody's partying, people everywhere. Myra Reed, Dr. Reed, she graduated from LSU.
Yeah, she's from Alexandria.
Yeah. So we're talking to her, and all those older people, all LSU, they see the Alabama shirt. They're great. We're having a good time cutting up. We get down by where the students are. My son goes, "Hey, look at that old man, what he's got on." And they all turned and looked, and they saw that red A. They started cussing me. What the world are you doing here, old man? They didn't call me. What the hell are you doing? Alabama's not playing today. I said, I just want to see some good football. I said, no, you need to get your. they got it. And my kids is yanking it on, just pulling on everything.
Oh, yeah.
So I finally said, roll tide, and walked away. And got out of there. But that was a great game. I thought FSU was going to blow them out there for a while.
Same here.
But LSU fought back, missed the extra. Had it blocked. Was it blocked or missed? I can't remember. I think it blocked the PAT, and FSU wins the ball game at the end.
Correct.
So I can't wait. We're not going to go this year. I don't like that stadium down there. Are y'all going?
In Orlando?
Yeah.
I think we're going to go.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot of trips going on because, you know, we've got Honor Allen, our national oyster shucker, and he goes all over, and we follow him to the oyster shucking contests. So I got to see where all that's going to transpire.
Yeah. Well, if you go, Jeremy, you went down when Alabama played Louisville. All right. Jared took my granddaughter down there for that game. Around that time of year, you're going to have an electrical storm. It's almost guaranteed. So it's going to be burned up hot. You're not going to stand it. Then it will rain, and then you'll sweat to death.
Then they'll make you wait 30 minutes for the lightning to move
Yeah,
out.
you have to get it. So get ready. That's going to happen. That is definitely going to happen. All right, we got to take a break. Jane and Trudy with us right now. Our special guests, the owners of That Cajun Place on Thomas Drive. Cannot wait. College football is just around the corner, but it's like you said, they're going to start this weekend, correct? $5 pitchers, 50-cent wings. Saturday, get there early. Now, I just brought it up a minute ago. College game day, you will not miss now. Lee Corso putting a hat on. You'll be in there. They're going to open the doors, I believe, at 10. Rick, tell me a little bit before 10. They have the brunch going on Saturdays and Sundays. That's incredible. Love that. Get out to Cajun Place. Have a great time. I also want to thank Stevenson Air Conditioning. Feels great in here. Locals taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years. Jeremy, can you believe it's been 24 years taking care of Bay County athletes? The legendary doctor. Monday morning, you hear him in here. Again, throughout Northwest Florida, does a great job. I want to thank South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker, what a great job you do down there. Get out there for all your real estate needs. No surprises. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
Set your alarm clock to wake up with the Coach Hale Show on ESPN Northwest Florida. In-depth local and college sports from expert insiders and a dash of controversy.
Can be deadly.
Weekday mornings 7 to 9.
Nothing says good morning like a drunken human alarm clock.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio.
We all know he loves the Florida Gators, but that's okay.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
I can control the world.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 84. Tomorrow, mixture of some sun and a possibility of thunderstorms and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hey folks, Chris Kramer with Bill Kramer GM. And the best place to listen to the Inside Drive with Ryan Mulvey is inside a brand new vehicle from Bill Kramer GM. And I want you to know we've got 10 times the amount of inventory on the ground as we did this time last year, and darn near all of them are discounted. So shop us online at BillKramerGM.com or visit us the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd. We'll make it easy and take great care of you.
ESPN Northwest Florida is an active member of the Panama City Beach Chamber. We want to introduce the newest members to the Beach Chamber: Dynamic Photography Incorporated, Hightower Industries LLC, Kitchen Designs, KTV Builders, Mr. Hibachi at Home, Neon's Beach Shack, and PCB Cigars. Congratulations from the only local sports talk station, ESPN Northwest Florida.
For everything in the world of golf, it's the Watson Report. Thursdays at 4:20 with Alan Watson from Golf Plus. ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels studio.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Randy, I don't know how I'm going to do it today. The computer is dead. I think I'm going to
be all right. Take good note.
Put it out of its misery here in a minute. So
we'll just rely on Jane and Trudy. They're smarter anyway.
That's true. They both look better, too. That's what's sad. Both of them look better than me. Jeremy looks great.
Well,
too.
Our ratings just went up on Facebook because we got them on.
Is it the LSU shirts that did it?
Well,
I think that's what it was.
See, I knew they were coming, so I just went.
Why do you get on purple?
Why? Because I'm LSU.
Yeah.
That's right. Purple and gold, baby.
Yeah.
Purple and gold.
Represent.
Oh, well. All right. Well, all right, let's get back. LSU Fighting Tigers. They had a good practice Tuesday. Coach Brian Kelly, they had their 11-on-11 period. That's when you go through your individual groups, all these drills you go through. At the end, you come together. It's 11-on-11. I don't know if he has best against best. I'm not sure how it was going last Tuesday. A fight breaks out Tuesday. I don't know if you guys heard about this or not. It involved a number of players. Punches were thrown. Players were kicked. They got after it pretty good. Wide receiver, I think do you got his name?
Yeah, Malik Neighbors and
yes.
Kyrene Lacey. They sent to the locker room. Harold Perkins was out for the rest of the practice and didn't play.
They got after it.
Yeah.
Now, that was a receiver going against a DB. I can see that. I've seen it happen plenty of times. They get after one another.
I thought Kelly's comments were interesting, though. And this translates into a ball game. You have to maintain your emotions while staying aggressive.
Right.
Because what does this become if you're playing this 15 yards?
No, you're kicked out of the game.
It's an ejection.
You're out of the game.
Yeah, I mean, like, it carries over. And
I think this is what really made him mad, though. Not only did it happen right there, it happened on 3 different occasions. I mean, that period, 11-on-11 period, which usually a 15, 20-minute period.
3 different times they end up.
All right, let's go back. If you've never played college football, if you've never been through a camp, if you've never been in the South, especially Baton Rouge, and with you guys in New Orleans, you know how hot it gets down there and how humid. And with no excuse, I'm not making excuses with the players, but we've been there. I've seen it. We did it when we were in southern Mississippi in Hattiesburg. It's happened to Alabama. You're just tired. You're worn out. It's hot. It's humid. You're miserable. Coaches are yelling at you, and you feel like somebody did something that's wrong. You get into a fight. You get into it. That's part of the game. But like you pointed out, Jeremy, you can't let that happen during a game. So Kelly punished them. Like you said, sent one to the locker room and had that talk with the players after practice about the penalties. The same thing we saw at Alabama, and the reason Kevin Steele's here, we talked about this yesterday, One of the first things he brought up, the penalties.
Penalties.
Yeah, what he's going to do at Alabama, I'm sure Kelly's going to do more than this with this happening. But if you get a penalty in practice, you got down-ups right then. If it happens the second time, your entire group, if you're DB, they all run and all punished. So he said, we're not going to have these penalties and blown assignments like we did last year at Bama. I think you're going to see the same thing. Kelly's going to do the exact same thing with these kids at LSU. But I was talking off the air with Jan, Trudy, and Jeremy. When we had this happen, when I had good football teams, we usually had something like this come out. The studs, the great players, don't like getting beat. And sometimes when you're tired, worn out, you do have this two-a-days. We don't even have two-a-days anymore. In the old days, college football, high school football, you had two-a-days for 2 weeks. We're so woke now, or so whatever. They say they're worried about the kids' injuries. I don't get it when you add games to these kids, but they only go one time a day now in college football, not twice. And you can only hit so many times a week in practice. And you can only wear the full pad so many times a week in practice. It's the game has changed. The world has changed. But I don't know. So you're thinking this is a negative? I'm not. I'm kind of thinking it might be a positive.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a negative as far as the team goes. It could be if it carries over where if you can't control yourself. If you get the 15-yard, if you get the late hit, if you get that chippiness about you. If
it happens in the locker room, then there's a problem. After practice, after you've been punished, and you take it back in the locker room, I've never seen that.
Right.
Usually you're worn out, say, hey, the heck with this, I'm not going to do it again. You two guys love LSU. Do you think this is going to be a problem?
I don't have a clue. I just, just speaking, these young men are, they want to win, and they don't like to lose, like you just said, Jim. But, I think all in all is, Kelly's going to pull the team together and say the right words for it is a team, and we have to pull together. We don't need this individual carrying on, and pretty much just what it is. It's an individual thing, I think, and Kelly's strong enough to pull the team together.
Yeah, what do you guys, seriously, what do you think this year? I asked you, do you think they win the national championship? You look at their schedule, it's one of the toughest in college football. I'm like, we all want to see LSU and FSU play, but could this not hurt one of them? If you have a great game but get a kid hurt, you miss the extra point and lose a football game, and then say you lose to Alabama down the line, you got 2 losses now. You might be one of the best teams in the country. Alabama goes undefeated, beats Georgia, wins the national championship, yet LSU can't get in. Same thing can be true for FSU. They lose to LSU week 1. They lose to Clemson, and yet that's the only 2 losses they have. Alabama didn't get in last year with 2 losses by 1 point at the end of the game by LSU and Tennessee. So is this good for these teams to play this? Is it good for? Yeah, it's good for college football. TV ratings go through the roof, but is it? LSU could have played Louisiana. They could have played Tulane that week instead of this one.
There's no precedent for a 2-loss team getting in. So that's
the reason I think it's a huge game. That's a must-win, I think, for both of them.
Yeah.
If it's the only loss, you're okay. But if you get 2 with only 4 teams getting in, you're in trouble.
But if it's LSU's only loss, they've run the table in the SEC. If it's FSU's only loss, they've run the table in the ACC and beat the Gators.
Yeah, that's true. So are you glad they're playing the game?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we want revenge from last year.
Settle the score.
Yeah. Well, hey, you know what? FSU came into their hometown. Their home state.
Yeah.
Pulled it out. I kind of feel in LSU's. I said this during the summer, and it's nothing because y'all are here. I do think LSU wins the game. Florida State's going to be great, though. They've got a lot of people coming in. They've got great transfers that came in there. A lot of their quarterbacks back. Same thing with LSU. The quarterback's back. The offensive line. But you guys got. I've said, how can FSU protect their quarterback? You guys got an outside linebacker that plays a true freshman. It's unbelievable. He's like Will Anderson. The kid's a freak. Jeremy, can they protect their quarterback off the edge?
That's going to be key. I mean, I think it's possible. I really do. I mean,
let's look at LSU's schedule, and let's get you two guys' opinion on this, and Jeremy's. Week 1, FSU. Week 2, Grambling. That's a money game. I guess y'all are paying them to come in and play. Week 3 at Mississippi State. I'm going to tell you what, too. Arkansas is going to upset somebody. You remember that. Their quarterback is back. They've got enough kids coming back. They're good ball players. Arkansas is going to upset somebody. Arkansas, that's home. At Ole Miss. Ole Miss is going to be good. At Missouri, shouldn't be a problem. Auburn rebuilding. They got a brand new football team. They got 42 new players. Or was it 42 or 40?
It's up there.
It's up there. Anyway, it's up there. And by the way, the quarterback's playing pretty good right now. Then you got Army, which I wouldn't want to play if they were any type of option, cutting your guys' knees. Saban, when Saban was at LSU, I think it was LSU, maybe it was Alabama, they had Georgia Tech on the schedule back when they run that wishbone stuff, and he got the AD to go, we're not playing them. And they wouldn't get it off the schedule because your kids getting hurt.
That was at LSU with Georgia Southern coming in. Yeah, he said, get that out. Yeah.
And he's got the power to do that, I believe. At Alabama, I'm going to be at that one. At Alabama, that's going to be a night game, I guarantee you. That's going to be the game of the year. Florida, watch out. Jeremy, I'm telling you now, Florida's going to be better than what people think. And then you got, was that Georgia State? Is that right? Georgia State?
Probably so.
Yeah. And in the last game, Texas A&M, and I don't know. With Bobby Petrino there, A&M's going to be better. If Jimbo will let him call the plays and get out of the way, then A&M's going to be pretty good. But you look at that schedule, that's crazy. That's a tough. You throw FSU on there. That's absolutely nuts. And then FSU schedule, I'm going to tell you what, there's not that much, it ain't much easier. You got LSU, Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. Watch out for that game. Boston College, Pitt, Miami, Wake Forest. I think that's UT. Who is that? Virginia Tech. At Clemson, that's the game right there. Then you got Duke, Syracuse, North Alabama, and in Florida. I think LSU's tougher, but I do think Florida State's schedule is pretty good too.
It's front loaded too.
Yeah. But how many games y'all get to go to this year?
Not sure.
That's the boss over there. She tells me what I do.
All right, let's go back to schedule. Just give me an idea, win or loss, okay? FSU?
Win.
Okay. Then you're home, week 2, Grambling, win. Week 3, at Mississippi State with a new head football coach. They beat you a couple years ago, week 1, after you won the national championship.
When you put Mississippi in against LSU, I'm always scared.
Yeah.
Because there's no telling what's going to happen. Because it's to me, it's their rivals. It's Mississippi and Louisiana.
Now this was Mississippi State. Now.
Mississippi State, no Miss. Same. I look at both of them. They're both good teams, and it's just a Louisiana and.
I'm just going to tell you, relax. This year it'll be okay.
It'll be okay. Well, thank you
for that one, maybe.
Yeah,
for that one. Maybe. Yeah, go back and look at what they got returning though. It's kind of crazy. All right, then you got Arkansas at home. Arkansas at home. You feel good about that one?
I feel good about it. I'm just going to be at home, and Arkansas is doing well though.
Yeah, they got the quarterback's back. He's a big stud.
Yeah.
You okay with this one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So far, LSU. You got homers here. LSU's undefeated, and then at Ole Miss. They've got 3 of the best quarterbacks on one roster. They must be spending all kind of money. They got 3 good quarterbacks. They got one of the best running backs in college football. He's got like a brand new team there also with all the transfers. They're going to beat somebody. You wait and see. They will beat somebody. What do you think? LSU. Ole Miss.
I'm going with LSU all the way.
At home. Ole Miss is at home. So y'all guys, you got LSU. Jeremy?
Yeah.
LSU
all right.
At home. Yeah.
At Missouri, no. Yeah, no problem with that one. Okay. Then the new team, Hugh Freeze, Auburn Tigers. What do you guys think?
Tigers will win.
Yeah, too.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Not the War Eagles, but the Tigers.
So LSU, Auburn's at home too. You got Auburn at home. Okay. Army, they win. Here's the big one.
Alabama.
Game of the year. Does Nick Saban get his revenge? We go into Baton Rouge where we hardly ever lose, and we get our butt beat in Brian Kelly's first year. Does LSU go into Tuscaloosa? I was there in 2020 when they went in there and beat Alabama. The president was sitting above us. What do you think? Does LSU go on the road and get it done?
They need to.
Not so much. You're not as confident as you were a minute ago. What do you think?
I don't know. We went to, I think it was 2 years ago, we went to Alabama, LSU in Alabama, and it was miserable. We just lost so bad. And it's just like them coming to LSU, coming to Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is tough to win in.
Yeah, it's tough to wear LSU shirt and
yeah.
Alabama Stadium.
Did they treat y'all pretty good?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my God.
No. No.
Jeremy, we always treat people so. We just love on them. We don't care.
Well, I think it's the younger ones.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And when the game was over, well, Alabama won, and everybody said, "Man, great! I'm glad y'all came up here, and glad we won." But we're glad you're here, and it was polite.
I remember. Well, we got to take a break. Okay, we got to take a break. I do remember when y'all beat us in 2020. Y'all team was unbelievable. That might have been the best team in college football history. That 2020 team y'all had. But Coach was loving on his wife when he was married at the time. After the game, she's right there in the middle of the field, and it was something else. Y'all have a fan that dresses up in a certain way, too. I'll talk about that when we get back. All right, I want to thank all of our wonderful sponsors. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Tonight is the night. Karaoke. I think Jim's going to be there. I think Glenn Manley's going to be there. They're going to do Big Elvis, Little Elvis. Get out there and have a great time. Lunch specials, Monday through Friday. Happy hours, buy one, get one free. Small draft beer, margarita, house wine. That is from 3 to 7. Right across the street from the Navy base. Tell David that Coach sent you. Also, Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. You love barbecue. That's the only place to go. I love, and they got that huge room back there. The Lorelei and Layton room back there is gorgeous. You can have all kind of staff meetings. You can have a football banquet back there. You can do anything you want. They also cater. Rudy's Barbecue in Back Beach. Try the turkey. You'll love it. We're right back. ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's here. From 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. More opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
At Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, you can find all the necessary items for an unforgettable fishing experience. From pin rods and reels to the best hand-tied rigs in Florida, we have it all. With the help of our friendly and knowledgeable staff, you can be sure that you have the right gear to make that big catch. Come experience a great local bait and tackle shop located directly off 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach, located just 5 miles west of Pier Park.
Young Cycle across from FedEx Mosley Drive in Lynn Haven has a fantastic selection of pre-owned Harleys at great prices. Great prices. Don't buy a Harley until you stop by Young Cycle. Young Cycle, a full-service department is available too, offering motor trike conversions, parts, and accessories. Nothing compares to Harley-Davidson and the low prices on pre-owned Harleys at Young Cycle. Young Cycle, 112 Mosley Drive across from FedEx in Lynn Haven.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
It moves fast. The High School Spotlight. Weekdays at 5:40.
Let's do it.
Sponsored by Barbaritos. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Thursday, I miss Tommy Santamont, the legendary county AD, 23 years county athletic director here in the State Hall of Fame. Soon, maybe, Jeremy, we'll have a Bay County Hall of Fame. We can get him in major schools. What is he doing? Is he out? Have you heard? Is he hunting? I can't remember what he told us. Hunting, fishing,
killing stuff.
He's killing something somewhere. Somebody's dying. Something's dying.
Traveling again. Yeah. He's on his road there. Yeah.
He's been known to run over dogs, cats, and everything when he's traveling. So that's even worse, I think. But anyway, Jan and Trudy with us, the owners of that Cajun place, and we got breaking news. I know some people come in and listen at 7:38 when they get in their cars in the morning. They're going to have something we think's outstanding. Rick had told me about it. I love it. That Cajun place now, and Sundays they had the brunch. We all know that. But now they're going to do something that for the first time. They're going to open up Saturday mornings which we all know. We've been going to football games there, and you got to wait to get in at 11. People are lined up outside. Now we don't miss anything on game day. We'll get in there at around 10. You can have brunch. You can have lunch. You can do whatever you want to do, and we get our favorite places to sit. We can watch all the pregame. We watch Lee Corso, put the hat on, and then watch all the different games throughout the restaurant. All they ask you to do is wear your colors like we've always done. Especially you Alabama fans, make sure Jan Trudy see those Alabama shirts. She treats people so well when they go in there with those Alabama shirts. I was in your restaurant one time. It might have been during the spring. I can't remember. It was a black couple. Black girls, beautiful girls. They had on Alabama shirts. I heard you over there talking to them. You were getting on them about the Alabama shirt. I'll never forget that. But I mean, you were being good to them. But it was cool.
You know, Jim, we have live music all the time, and a lot of people want to hear Leonard Skinner.
Sweet Home, baby.
Sweet Home, Alabama.
You want to hear it now?
No.
Okay. All right. Randy can make that happen.
You see how fast she said that? Now, she'll go up to when people come up and say, "We went Sweet Home Alabama," she'll walk right up to the band and say, "You know what you got to do." And so the band will go, "Yeah, Miss Trudy, we got it." And so instead of saying Sweet Home Alabama, they go Sweet Home Louisiana.
Oh, right.
You know, and the Alabama fans go crazy.
I've heard that. I've been there when you've done that.
Oh, yeah. She does that.
And the great thing, now here's the big thing about it. We talk about all these specials throughout all the people we have, but this one beats them all. 50-cent wings are back on game day. That's incredible. 50-cent wings. Also, $5 pitchers. And I love the bread pudding. That bread pudding's the best I've ever had. Have you had that, Jeremy? Have you had their bread pudding?
I have not had the bread pudding.
Well, I'll take you there. What did you bring? Tell everybody what you brought in today.
That's some fresh beignets.
Man, are we on Canal Street? Are we on Bourbon Street right now? That's pretty neat. We got a caller? Oh, let's take this call. Good morning.
Hello, Blue Truck. You guys are friends?
We couldn't hear that. Try it again.
He's got phone issues.
Did you hang up on him?
No, I didn't hang up.
Miss Kay, are you there? Yeah. Call back, please. Yeah, his cell phone, I could tell there's something's wrong with it.
Yeah. He's over there close to the military base. I guess they're running interference on him.
Yeah. he's intimidated these LSU fans. It's going to be, Jeremy, seriously, there's going to be somebody. No, we got to go back and put them on. Who wins the game? LSU, Alabama this year. Way too early, but who do you think?
I like Alabama at home. I mean,
revenge. It's hard to be saving 2 years in a row.
Yeah, that doesn't happen often either.
No.
What do you think? We got him now? All right, let's take him. Good morning.
I'm up there at 7:30 now, so yesterday was all Florida, now today's all Alabama. Come on.
We couldn't hear you. Can you repeat all that?
Are you being serious?
No. Hey, I called you back yesterday. Didn't you text me to call you or something? We called back.
Yeah, you never called me back. That's fake news, like Fox News now. You didn't call me back. Don't start that mess.
Hey, I got two.
I mean, you got Miss Janet Trudy on, and they're LSU peeps. Right down the thing. They got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You got the crab boil, live music on the patio, awesome fillets, often boudin balls. Damn. And then you think you talk LSU. But no, I'd rather talk about LSU than the Tide at 7:30 in the morning. I'm the people's caller. People, rise up against the Coach Hale show, and let's talk about other schools than Bama.
Thank you.
We're asking, okay, Michigan Eddie, who wins? LSU on the road to Tuscaloosa. Who wins?
I'm saying in Saban we trust over Redface. So
you don't like Brian Kelly, do you?
No, I don't.
Why? What did he do? He wins everywhere he's been. What do you got against the guy?
He's just his demeanor. Look, football is football. I get it. You get frustrated. It's a different animal, right? It's not baseball, and you get heated and all that. But I mean, just some of his actions on the sidelines are over the top, even for the most overzealous football coaches. And then him being a Cajun at LSU when he's from up north and crap and trying to appease the fan base in Cajun country. I mean, he's not from Scott, Louisiana, the boudin capital of the world, bro. He's not from Montefiore. He ain't the king of the swamp, Troy Landry. So don't fake. Don't be someone you're not. Don't fake it, man. Be real.
Blend. You have to blend into your environment.
Yeah. He wins. You know what he's mad about?
Faking and
I
blending.
know what he's mad about.
He's mad because Michigan can't beat anybody from the South. He can't beat Brian Kelly. He can't beat LSU. He surely can't beat Alabama. So anyway.
Actually, we beat Brian Kelly in a monsoon. We actually kicked the crap out of Notre Dame at the Big House last time Brian Kelly played Notre Dame. Last time Notre Dame played Michigan and Brian Kelly was a coach.
Okay. All right. Listen, we'll let you hold on for a minute, but I want to finish up this real quick because I want their input on this. After the Bama game, did you guys say just you've got to push? You're not sure about this one? You push it?
Yeah.
Okay. They're not sure. We got two LSU people not sure. That makes me feel good.
Trudy's got her voodoo doll, though.
All right, next.
I think Brian Kelly gets revenge on
You
Saban.
think?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
Now, the next week, they get Florida at home. I think LSU wins that one.
I do.
Michigan, Eddie, what do you think? Florida, LSU. I got LSU winning that one. Home game. Georgia State, no doubt. And then the last one, the boot. Is that the boot? I think they call it the Battle of the Boot. You got Texas A&M at LSU. Bobby Petrino's offense will be good if they leave him alone. Texas A&M's got players. They bought the best ever a couple years back. I still think LSU gets it done. I think LSU wins the West this year.
I'm hoping so.
Yeah, what do you think, Michigan? Are we right or wrong?
I think Kelly's getting Jimbo fired.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Who wins the West, in your opinion? Is it Nick Saban gets Alabama back where they belong, or does LSU keep it rolling?
I'm going with Saban. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
I like LSU. Some of my best friends from the academy are actually from Louisiana, and we were out of the College World Series when LSU was in there. We saw LSU Tennessee, LSU's first game with Paul Skeens on the mound, and I love LSU. I just don't like Kelly. So I want LSU as a program to win the West, but not Kelly, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't, but you never do. But we love you anyway. We do love you. There's no doubt about that. You got anything else for us? Can we get you off, or you want to stay on? What? Tell us about your son. I know you always want to brag on your son. How's he doing?
Oh, I don't brag on my kids. I just state facts. Well, they got football practice tonight. The first day of school is today, and football practice tonight. And then Alexa's a senior at Mosley, so first day for her, and then first day for Kenley at Surfside. So we'll go from there. And I wanted to talk to you about the lottery in North Bay Haven. I'll be honest with you. If your athletes are dependent upon a lottery, that's not fair to the coaches. Because,
they're a disadvantage, no doubt about that. You have school of choice now. Kids are transferring left and right. You sit in college, and their kids are not allowed to do that. Their kids can leave, but you can't bring them in. That's tough. We got a new superintendent. We're going to have a school board member on tomorrow, and we'll ask those questions. Say, we're going to ever let them. I know he had that agreement with Husfeld, but thank God he's out now. Hopefully the school districts get a lot better.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah.
But I think, Charter Academy, the smart of the smart should get in there. That's what Charter Academy is, right? But it kind of should be like an application process. You meet the requirements, and then a coach would say, hey, he meets all the academic requirements and all the volunteer requirements. I want him to come play at my school. And he meets everything. Other than that, they're going through coaches left and right over at North Bay Haven, and they're not bad coaches. But, you're only as good as the talent. The coaches can only develop the talent so far. You know what I mean? So, yes. That's just my take on it. And they're at North Bay Haven's at a disadvantage, and they got to change the way they do things with the lottery and some of the stuff about military service. Retired military service still counts too. You know what I mean? Just because we already did it doesn't mean it's less important than the people that are currently doing it in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Are you through yet? We're just talking. We're having a great time. What did you say?
Don't spin me up. I'm on my way to Eglin picking up equipment and crap, bringing it back to Nintendo. Don't spin me up.
No, I agree.
Anyway,
you did a great job. I really do.
I agree with you. Say I'm a veteran as well, and it doesn't go away.
Yeah, it doesn't go away. Talk to my uncle fought on Hamburger Hill in Vietnam. He still had flashbacks of that. It doesn't go away.
No, it doesn't.
And it just military discount usually just pays for the taxes, right? So we get that, right? But when they say, well, you got to be in uniform or active duty only, I want to puke every single time a local business says that. I really, and then, you know what, I might not go back there, And if they just tell me up front, hey, our prices are lower, if that's why we don't get military discount, I get that. Makes sense to me. Lower the price right off the bat, then that's cool. But if you say act duty only, I might not go in your place of business anymore. You know what I mean?
Hey, Michigan, we got to take a break. Thank you so much for calling. God bless you. And I'm proud of you, military man there. Air Force, too.
Call me later, man. Call me later for one.
Air Force is nothing but a hobby, right?
Oh, Lord Evers. No blue air is rare. Keep our 20 seconds. And by the way, stink Navy, beat Army. That's all I got to say. Oh, Hudson High stinks. Bye.
That was good. Hey, Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. You love pizza. That's the only place you want to go. Not only do they have pizza, 3 restaurants in one. The deli's unbelievable. The bakery's incredible. Paparazzi Gourmet Deli on Thomas Drive. John's a big retired police officer. Well, he's not big, but he's a retired police officer. Great guy. And their family had a deli in New York, I think, for maybe over 100 years. They use recipes back 100 years old. Really good stuff. Get in there and try it. You think you'll love it. Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kowaleski is the answer. We'll have him here tomorrow. Go try both, one or the other. You have a great time. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN, Northwest Florida.
I don't need a whole lot of money.
ESPN, Northwest Florida.
The tradition continues.
That ball is going to be out of here.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Head first slide, 2 RBI triple.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Bestway Portable Buildings, Dave and Buster's, PCB Hobby, and Gulf Coast Aquarium.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 84. Tomorrow, mixture of some sun and a possibility of thunderstorms and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Mid-South Lumber, where they treat you like family. Locally owned and serving the residents of Bay County for over 45 years. See Mid-South Lumber for all of your DIY projects, including windows, doors, siding, lumber, and millwork. Are you building a new home? Bring your contractor in to Mid-South Lumber and meet with a member of their sales team to discuss your framing, siding, windows, and doors. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm not prepared. I really am not prepared at all. I hope you won't judge me on one email I sent 10 years ago.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany.
Live from the J. Michael Studio.
Now that's a spicy food
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Honestly, I just had a beignet. It was incredible. They do have those at the Cajun Place also. Get in there and have a great time. Jay and Trudy, the owners of the Cajun Place, with us this morning. Jeremy Pridgeon's back in the saddle. Jeremy, we missed you the month of July. The ratings dropped. The show was not very good. My back was hurting trying to carry everything by myself. Having you back is a pleasure.
Glad to be back.
What's going on down the church?
We are full speed ahead. Back to school, back to church. 3 services Sunday at First United Methodist Church, Panama City, 8:15, 9:30, 10:45. We've got the volleyball program signing up. I know middle school tryouts are underway all this week, and then we tend to pick up those who maybe didn't get picked up with their local teams that they play with us through the year. So if you're looking for a place for a young lady or for guys, the boys can play as well. Look us up and we'll get you registered, get you connected.
All right. I saw that video post that you guys did on Facebook. That's pretty cool.
That's fun. We do that occasionally, and my associate forgot that we were live. He wanted to say cut, and I was like, we're live.
It's hard to cut when you're live.
That's right. Kind of like our show here. It's just whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
Hey, it's fun when we mess up. I've been asking, when can I come and practice or preach when you're out one day, or just let me be the guest preacher that day? And he has not let me yet. I don't know what the problem is.
I have told you the 5th Sunday in February.
Yeah. I'll be glad. I'll be there. I'll be there. Anyway, all right. I want to ask.
I would put my church.
I'll do good. I'm telling you. I got some good stories. All right. I want to ask all three of you. We did this yesterday, but since Jan and Trudy here, and they like music, you brought up music a minute ago, they came up with the top 5 best songs played. And I'm not going to ask you to name all 5. I'm going to just ask you to rank them. I will tell you what 5 are. The survey came up. Here's your choice. The top 5 songs played in an SEC stadium. How were they ranked? And don't cheat. All right, here's one of them. Rocky Top.
6.
All right, good. Roll time. The next one made the list was Sandstorms. Sandstorms, okay? That's out of South Carolina, and I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. I thought it was this, like when Elvis would come on stage, the rock. What was that? What was the music? Space Odyssey?
Yeah,
Elvis.
yeah.
I thought they do that in South Carolina. I think that's what it is. They call it Sandstorm. I don't know. The other one is I Won't Back Down. Florida Gators. That's a pretty good one. Pretty cool. And this one, I know you've been to the stadium, you've seen it, Dixieland Delight, Alabama, Roll Tide. And the one you might like, Calling Baton Rouge.
Absolutely.
Okay. Where did they rank? Let's start at number 5.
South Carolina.
Wrong. Survey says no. You're incorrect, sir. What do you think? Number 5.
Number 5? Sandstorm.
Yeah, he was
wrong. What do you think? Number 5. You're going to be mad. Calling Baton Rouge. They came in 5. I was shocked. I was shocked at this one.
I mean, you look at those clips when they're in 100,000 strong. I was spent last night in the Arms of Girl in Louisiana. That's just like one voice of 100,000 people that just.
Especially on Saturday night.
Yes, it's powerful.
Yeah, I was shocked at that one. Number 5. That was number 5. LSU came in 5th. Number 4. Who is the 4th best song according to this survey?
I Won't Back Down.
I Won't Back Down.
Okay.
What's Alabama?
Correct, sir. Number 4. And I was mad about this. Number 4, Dixieland Delight.
Yeah.
And I thought they'd play Sweet Home Alabama if they put Dixieland Delight over that. Which one's higher?
Wow.
Which one's more popular in Tuscaloosa? Dixieland Delight or
I would think Sweet Home Alabama. But.
That's what I thought at first, but
the students aren't in there when they play Sweet Home Alabama 30 minutes beforehand.
What they do when the team runs off after warm-ups, they play Sweet Home Alabama, place goes crazy.
Right.
But half the students, in the old days, the students were there early. Now they come late. But in the fourth quarter, when they brought it, I was there when they brought it back. We got hit by the hurricane, so we went to Birmingham State. The coach there I knew said, come over to the game. Y'all come to a game. We went and watched play Missouri, and that was the night they brought it back. Because they got in trouble. They used cuss words for LSU and Tennessee and Auburn, and they brought it back, and it was unbelievable. But Jeremy, I'm shocked it came in 4th. I thought it'd be higher.
Yeah, a little low.
Yeah. All right, what's number 3?
Rocky's out.
That's number 1.
Number 3.
Sandstorm.
Oh, we just had that.
All 3 of you guys are wrong.
Huh.
Florida Gators.
Really? I thought that was going to be number 1.
I thought it'd be good too. And if you haven't seen this, it's pretty cool. I Won't Back Down. Petty. That's a great song. They do it at Florida. The place goes completely crazy. That's impressive. Yeah, number 2. What was number 2? You only got 2 left: Sandstorm and Rocky Top. Which one is it? Number
Sandstorm.
2.
I'm going Rocky Top's first one.
You got Sandstorms, Rocky. You're correct, sir. Good pick. Do you guys? Did you look it up? What Sandstorm is? I don't know what it is. I don't.
It's like a thing that they do where it's part of the military's involved, and I just looked it up on.
So it's not Space Odyssey?
No.
Okay. So I don't know. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had a player that played Southern Mississippi, and they opened up at South Carolina. He told me it's one of the loudest stadiums he ever seen. So they're good fans there. But number 1, number one, Rocky Top. And everybody, it is pretty popular now.
At the restaurant, we play Rocky Top and Sweet Carolina. Rocky Top, just the whole restaurant just stops.
I want to thank Knox News for that top 5 update.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Now you think you hate Tennessee? Brian cannot stand Tennessee. I mean, he's like, he's a good, nice person. You bring up Tennessee, he just don't want to be around you. He just texts in, whoever made this list hates music. They hate music. I don't know. I like Rocky Top, to be honest with you. I do.
I'm telling you, the whole restaurant just stops and starts singing.
Yeah.
They really do. They love that song.
Well, I remember going to Tuscaloosa.
John Denver, right?
Who does? Yeah.
John Denver.
I think so. I think. But it's pretty impressive.
I mean, once I had a girl on Rocky Top, half bear, other half cat. I mean, these are the lyrics to the song here.
I didn't know. Keep going. Keep going.
Wild as a mink, but sweet as soda pop. I still dream about that. So
good old time on Rocky Top.
Once 2 strangers climbed old Rocky Top looking for a moonshine still. Strangers ain't come down from Rocky Top, reckon they never will. I mean, this is
Tennessee. Good people, man.
Yep.
Unbelievable. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've had my lunch and dinner. Can we leave? I mean, I'm not gonna. Rocky Talk's number 1. I got to get out of here. Unbelievable, man. All right, what did you guys think about the poll, the coaches poll? Jan, y'all had now. You two had a different one where LSU was 4th.
I'm trying to find that one.
Yeah,
you got to get on your mic so we can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find out. Now, here we go. Here's the coaches poll. This is how they came up with the coaches poll. Everybody's getting a kick out of this Tennessee thing. You can call in 215-6290. You don't have to keep texting 8 times or something. All right. Preseason coaching poll, number 1, Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2, the Michigan Wolverines. Number 3, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Number 4, Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 5, LSU Fighting Tigers. Number 6 was USC. Number 7, number 5, 6. I didn't get 7. Who's 7th? I didn't even write it down. Who's number 7th? Coach, I got FSU 8th. Must have been Penn State.
Okay, let me look. Let's see if
I think it's Penn State. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 9 was Clemson. 10's Tennessee.
Yep, Penn State 7.
That's what I thought. I didn't write it down. So in the top 10, how many do you have from the SEC? Tennessee's 1, LSU's 2, Alabama's 3, Georgia's 4. You got 4 from the SEC in the top 10.
Tennessee's 10.
Yeah, they got 4 in the top 10. 11, Washington. 12, Texas, another SEC school. 13th, Notre Dame. 14th, Utah. Utah. 15th, Oregon. 16th, TCU. Breaking news, Georgia scored again. 17th, Kansas State. Alabama destroyed them in the Sugar Bowl. 18th, Oregon State. I'm not sure about that one. 19th, another SEC school, Oklahoma. 20, North Carolina, Mac Brown. 21, Wisconsin. 22, Ole Miss. 23, Tulane. 24, Texas Tech. And 25, Texas A&M. What about Texas A&M? Do they getting too much love? Bobby Petrino, they love him that much?
It's probably about right to be sitting right there.
Okay. What did you think about the overall? Anything you would have changed?
No. Preseason polls are so much based on history. And I do think you're the champion until you're not, so UGA deserves to be in the 1 slot. There's going to be some regional discrepancies here because you've got to keep the conversations going as to whether the Big 16 or the Pac-4 or, whatever our alignments are today. Because otherwise, if it's just front-loaded, then people are going to lose interest. So it's pretty representative of kind of what you would see with the normal poll.
Well, with the phone caller we had, and us getting off the subject here a little bit, we got a break coming up, so I'm going to have to hold off on this. But the CBS Sports fan base did a survey, pretty upset about this preseason coaching poll, and we'll cover that when we get back. No, we don't. We got Alabama. I know Jan Trudy looking forward to this. 8 o'clock, Stevenson Air Conditioning, Alabama updates coming up. You will love it. Jeremy's got some great stuff on that. You know, we talk about this at robotmd.com. Dr. Chad Mitchell's bringing the future here to Bay County for as medicine's concerned, and I'm going to send him a big old bill for that. Per Pro Pest Control. Do you want that yard to look like Bobby Bowden Field, Pat Dye Field, Auburn? You can get it done. I do it, and our yard looks absolutely gorgeous. Turf Pro Pest Control. Pat and his group do a great job. Give them a call. They'll come up to your house. They'll get the yard looking absolutely gorgeous. It'll look like a golf course when they're through with it. They are number one, no doubt about that. Dr. Ward, love the guy. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, don't play around. 5 minutes can save your life. There's an office throughout Northwest Florida. So if you're listening now throughout the Panhandle, there's an office near you. Get out and see Dr. Ward. The guy's incredible. We'll be right back. Alabama up next. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
That ball's going to be out of here.
America's team plays here.
Bombs away.
The Atlanta Braves are back and making a statement.
Ronald Acuna just clobbered one to left.
Listen to Atlanta Braves baseball in a rich audio experience live on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Here comes the thunder.
Sponsored by Bilberg Kia, Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, Mid-South Lumber, Stormore Portable Buildings, and Brock Pest Control.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 84. Tomorrow, mixture of some sun and a possibility of thunderstorms and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Take your next adventure in an eco-friendly all-electric Kia EV6 that gives you the movement that inspires. You can live fully charged while saving now and down the road on fuel costs. Schedule a test drive today and explore the electrified Kia vehicles at Bilberg Kia. You have to drive it to believe it. Now offering $7,500 EV lease bonus when you lease a new 2023 Kia EV6 Wind Electric all-wheel drive for 36 months. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology with a performance that minimizes the impact of our environment. Bilberg Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. See us today at 2435 East 15th Street or BilbergKiaPanamaCity.com. We make it easy to switch to EV ownership and give you the peace of mind you can trust. Close-in lease based on a new 2023 Kia EV6 model number N5452. No security deposit required. $7,500 EV lease bonus not available for cash. Subject to credit approval, dealer participation, and vehicle availability. $49.99 due at signing for well-qualified leases. See dealer for complete details. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bilberg Kia warranty. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 9/5/23.
The Atlanta Braves play here.
And the Braves are back in front.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida. Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Turn it up. Woo! Get out that Cajun place. You can hear Sweet Home Alabama all the time. They love Bama fans. They cannot wait. Alabama Crimson Tide Update brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Another great local guy, started a business, does an incredible job. I've had so many people that have gone with him. Dr. Chad Mitchell got a brand new unit. I did our house. The guy's incredible. If you're having problems with it, cooling your house down, give him a call. They'll come out. You want to keep it serviced about every 6 months. Help it last a little bit longer. If you got an old one, get rid of it, bite the bullet. Get a brand new system. It will save you money in the long run. One of the few things you can buy that actually pay for itself. You save money, your power bill, a little bit every month. It'll eventually pay it off. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close, throughout the Panhandle of Florida. Give them a call. They'll be out there and take care of you. All right, Jeremy, what do we have? We're talking college football. Let's talk the college football program in the country, Alabama Crimson Tide. What do you got for Alabama?
And no pun intended, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room.
Talking about Jan Trudy?
No, but it is an added angle here to what I'm going to share in light of the week in Tuscaloosa that I thought was rather interesting. April 28th, 2023. Probably don't remember what you were doing right offhand, but that night LSU, our friends here, captured game 1 of a baseball series against Alabama. And there were rumblings about wagers being placed.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
On that particular game, because college baseball is not necessarily a sport where there's high levels of wagering. Started to motion a investigation that ended up snaring Brian Bohannon, and he was fired by the end of May 4, I think, terminated. And of course, Alabama baseball rebounded beautifully from one of the lowest points of the season to make a run to the Super Regionals before they were defeated by Wake Forest. And this week, who does Coach Saban bring in to talk to
Johnny
the ball?
Bench.
No, Pete Rose.
Oh, that's right, Pete Rose. My bad. Same team.
Yeah,
the Reds.
Who was banned from baseball
for life.
That's right. Yeah,
for life.
Guest speaker.
Yes, speaker.
Wow.
To talk about gambling.
That's a good one to have, I guess.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and name the elephant in the room here. And Saban, who has brought in high-profile people over his time there. I mean, Kobe Bryant's been in. I think Jordan's been in. Several who have been in. But I thought that was rather remarkable on the heels of what happened in the spring of the year involving the Tigers.
Yeah.
And have Rose come in to talk to these kids as they get ready to start on the season.
Yeah.
Pete Rose spoke to the ball team this week. Now, even more interesting, just days before this, you recall, I believe it was the Iowa kicker that got involved in the betting scandal for Iowa State, and took the under on the ball game, and that's come to light. I think he's being
was it the kicker or the quarterback?
I'll have to.
I would say quarterback.
Maybe quarterback there. It's the underbelly that no one wants to talk about necessarily, but with the amount of money, the opportunity to influence, I really was kind of struck that Saban went there, given it happened in Tuscaloosa to start the year, but he did. And so Pete Rose came in to speak to the camp, and Saban spoke up this way. He says, we try to get the best speakers we possibly can to address the issues we're facing in college football and to help them create a mindset to help them be consistent. So all of those things, fall in line. Have not been able to find, too much about what Rose said to them. But, I was curious, leading into this morning, what your thoughts were, about.
I think it's great. I think it's a smart thing to do. He didn't want his kids to get in trouble like the baseball team did in gambling. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it goes on. Some just don't get caught doing it. Mm-hmm. Heck, we bet. I mean, we pick the winners and stuff here. We don't actually bet, as far as you know. But we kind of, people enjoy that, I think it's smart they had him on there. He was Mr. You remember him in baseball? He was Mr. Hustle, man. The guy was unbelievable.
Pete Rose was a phenomenal baseball player. And I think it's a pretty good idea because the impact that the punishment that Pete Rose has taken over these years and how many times he has tried to overturn that, and it's not been overturned. So I'm putting myself in Pete Rose's place, talking to a bunch of kids. So think about what the outcome is going to be if you decide on doing something like that. So maybe Saban was, looking at it in that way.
Yeah.
I personally don't believe Pete Rose should have gotten what he got. He's a wonderful baseball player, and he's just kind of washed under the rug, and it's really sad.
All-time hit leader.
Yep.
If he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Switch hitter, player, manager. I mean, one of the few people to ever do that. Could you imagine, you're writing the lineup card and going to the plate and putting yourself in the game or taking out
Well, yeah. He had the opportunity to do whatever he wanted to do, but as far as Saban going, maybe it was a good speech. I don't know what the speech was, but I would hope it would have been something like, think of the ramifications of what's going to take place. If you
did it say what he talked about? I'm sure he
talked. I haven't found much other than Saban kind of kept it very guarded about the issues that the players are facing, and so
I guarantee he talked about it.
Yeah, more will come out. Saban presser yesterday. He meets midweek to kind of update, and there's a couple clips going around that are rather humorous. Last year, you may remember they'd gone through their media training, and he said at the very end of one of his comments, he says, "And now this is where I'm supposed to smile and say thank you."
I saw that. Yeah. My daughter was there. Yeah.
Well, this year, he was peppered with questions. He says, "Well, I've got a question for y'all." And it says, "We've just come through media training. You all ask me questions. I'm going to ask you a question. Did I do better?" So you can tell he just loved the whole concept of
it was totally different from him. I mean,
totally out of He seems more relaxed, and I don't know what to read into that. Everybody says he's got him right where he wants them now that nobody's talking about Alabama. That given over for dead. He's retiring. Like he's really liking his position. But one of the things that we continued to talk about here, and it came up in his presser, focusing on every play, less emphasis on outcomes, and in doing that, hopefully eliminating the miscues at the end. Mm-hmm. Because we talked about the 2 losses last year that knocked them out late, margins.
The game. Yeah.
So if you can just focus on every play without necessarily letting the moment get to you, his thought is that this will perhaps be the antidote to getting that 5-yard false start or getting that holding penalty or not executing at the end. So that's going back to the attention to detail. We talked about that in another segment with Steele and the defense and trying to just reclaim some sense of playing the play that's in front of you and not trying to see the whole. So right. I think the word he's used over 15 years is process.
17.
17, yeah. So we're learning about process piece. So it's as far as X's and O's, the quarterback battle is not going to be over at the start of the season. That's kind of the word coming out. It just really seems, and I know they keep things close, but it really seems nobody is separating themselves. But while they're all talented, it's going to be hard to replace a Bryce Young. I mean, that's an otherworldly type of talent like Tua, and so the caliber's a little lower, but they're all very similar. Mm-hmm. And the platoon system question has come up. Not a lot of energy around that, but we've never seen that out of Saban. Somebody's going to emerge, and he tends to stay with them and ride it through. So people have speculated, would you have Milroe out there more as a running threat, maybe Simpson, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah. We'll see if the week 1 starter, stays. I think we've seen one time, was it Barnett in the USC game? He opened and then played one series, benched, and that was it. So whoever gets the nod may not necessarily be the one under center toward the end of the year as well. So that still is the biggest question. And if I'm reading this, it looks like we're going to see a heavy run offense so that you're not putting your quarterback under tremendous pressure to have to win it. This looks more like Saban in the early years where we don't want our quarterback to have to win it. We just don't want our quarterback to lose it.
Yeah. They feel good about it. I talked to somebody up there, and they feel really good about this football team. They feel like they're loaded just about every position. And the big question marks, like you just pointed out, the quarterback. Nobody's separated themselves whatsoever. But it's not like they don't have talent. They've got good quarterbacks.
Good quarterbacks, yeah. What was asked of Bryce Young, what was asked of Tua, Mac Jones, that will not be asked of any of these three.
Right.
And if it is, we're in a shootout. We got behind against Ole Miss, and we're throwing Hail Marys.
Which we will have a hard time. We can't get behind this year like we've done in the past.
Right.
We've got to jump out pretty strong.
Yeah, I think you're going to see, 40 points will be a lot for an Alabama team this year.
Yeah.
When we've got the
Jeremy, I'll be honest, that's the reason I got LSU win the West. They got a quarterback that can run and throw. Mm-hmm. The guy was great last year, and he's going to get better. That's the difference between Alabama and LSU this year, quarterback position.
Yeah, so I'm anticipating much more the 28, 35 point type. Defensive scores, which we excelled in for a time until we went through Pete Golding era. may also be critical, because if you can get those non-offensive touchdowns, if you get the special teams return, if you get the block punt, if you get the pick six, those will be that degree of separation. And I think we will have to rely on the defense to do some of that, to flip the field, to get us in a better position, and then trust these big running backs and the offensive line to push us on over.
We will see. This whole thank you for that Alabama update. Great job, Jeremy. Great job, Stevenson Air Conditioning. 2 weeks, we'll be back. We'll have the voice of the Auburn Tigers will be back with us every Tuesday, 8:15. Andy Burcham. He took off like you did. He took off a month. He'll be back with us talking about Auburn football. We got Auburn coming up next, so keep it right here. Get out to Cajun Place, have a great meal. They got some of the best food you get anywhere. And Thursday, talk about, you just started, this is something, I went in there one day, I didn't know y'all had it. Thursday spaghetti special?
Yes, Cajun spaghetti.
When did this start? I didn't even.
It's been a few months.
Okay, yeah, good job. I like that. It's pretty good. Alice, try it. That's today. What's special tomorrow?
It's a crawfish tower. It's a fried green tomato with a crawfish cake and some cream on top of it.
I know what that is. My wife loves that. And you're going to have the shrimp boil, or you have a crawfish boil. You always got that going on, something.
Yeah, right now it's shrimp, because crawfish is out of season.
There you go. All right, get out there and try it. You'll absolutely love it. Jan and Trudy with us right here. Don't forget about J. Michael's Restaurant, Thomas Drive. The best seafood, coldest beer you'll get anywhere. J. Michael's Restaurant, legendary place. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 24 years, Bay County Sidelines. Monday mornings, you listen to Chad right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back. Auburn Tigers, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida has the real local fishing report. Hi, this is Tim from Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle. Join me every Friday at 4:20 during the afternoon Underdogs. It's accurate, detailed content from local anglers, plus fishing updates on Saturday and Sunday morning right when you hit the water. Advice and stories from local anglers. Tune into the Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle Fishing Report, exclusively on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 84. Tomorrow, mixture of some sun and a possibility of thunderstorms and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Sykes Concrete has been in business in this area since 1947, and 3 generations later, they're still going strong. See Sykes Concrete for dirt, sand, rock, and concrete. They can handle any size job from the smallest to the largest. Sykes Concrete pays CDL truck drivers some of the highest wages in Bay County, making $50,000 to $75,000 a year, including holiday and vacation pay, plus health insurance. See Hugh Sykes at Sykes Concrete, 8030 Highway 77 on the right, just north of Southport Elementary School.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
Kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
War Eagle. Hey, Martha Kinney, James Wallemeyer, and we got a lot of Auburn fans throughout the Panhandle of Florida. You guys get a lot of Auburn fans in that restaurant. I see those shirts in there. Auburn Tiger update is brought to you by Beef O'Brady's. Pat was in here. Pat was here Tuesday. Did a great job. Every Wednesday at Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven. He's got a great special, $9.99, 10 wings and a drink and a side, only on Wednesdays from 11:30 to 3, Beef O'Brady's, Lynn Haven. Love you, Pat. All right, Auburn, what is going on with Auburn? First of all, I ask both you guys, Hugh Freeze, Were you surprised they brought him back in the SEC? He had the problems when he was at Ole Miss. They let him go. He works his way back, did an unbelievable job at Liberty. Auburn hires him. Ticket sales go through the roof. They brought in, heck, it's like a brand-new football team over there right now. I think Auburn, like Florida, is going to be a lot better than what people think, even though year one is so hard to win in year one. You got a brand-new staff, brand-new players. And he made a comment, too, said it's changed even more that you have all these kids transfer in, and when you start camp, you never had them. You didn't even have them through spring football practice, so it's really starting from scratch. But they do have better players. But what did you think about them bringing – were you okay with them bringing Hugh Freeze back to the SEC?
I haven't been following it. I'm sorry. you better ask Jeremy. Jeremy knows more about this.
You and I both know that there seemed to be some hesitation from the conference office in Birmingham around Freeze for a long time.
Yeah.
And then there wasn't. What changed?
I think Auburn just said, we're going to do it. I really do. I think they told the commissioner, we're going to get the best coach we can. And they just did it.
Do you think the NIL thing changed it?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think the fact that they brought in Bruce Pearl as their basketball coach set the tone for them to be able to bring him in.
I think you're right about
Gave
that.
him a second chance, and it's time to give, Hugh Freeze a second chance.
I think he's on to something there. They already did it with him.
Yeah.
And it turned out great with basketball.
Well, here's the cool thing about it. With Auburn bringing back Bruce Pearl, I guarantee you appreciates Auburn. It's like, okay, great. They gave me a shot. He works his tail off. And the same thing's going to happen to Hugh Freeze. And those coaches don't go anywhere. They stay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you win at Auburn, you want to stay the way they pay you. But that could be something, too. But I think Auburn just said, this is who we're going to hire. I don't think they asked him. Saban wanted to hire him as a consultant. That was right when it happened, though.
Yeah.
That was right after it happened.
Right.
So I think time heals all, and they bring him in. I think it's going to be a great thing. I mean, good Lord, look what he's done so far. Now, the Perry kid they got, he was committed to Alabama. He made the comment that Auburn really develops wide receivers, which, honest to God, was probably not a very intelligent thing to say. You look at the NFL, what's been coming out of Tuscaloosa the last couple of years, it's unbelievable what he's done. The receivers that come out of there. LSU receivers coming out of there, Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that was all about. What it was all about, you're going to play early at Auburn.
You are. There is opportunity. And that piece, between that and the portal, kids are not going to hang around and let their time pass without getting the opportunity to impress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not over.
No.
It's not over till it's over.
Right.
Okay. Auburn. You didn't even mention Alabama got another one. They got another guy that was committed to
we had one from Georgia that flipped.
There was another one. Yeah, it just happened. There's another kid, Bama guy, in-state kid from the state of Alabama was committed to another school. He just flipped and went to the University of Alabama. And I got it written down. I have it somewhere. My computer to work. I'd show you. All right, at Auburn. Let's get back to the Auburn Tigers. Brought to you by Beef O'Brady's. Fan Day. Fan Day is this Saturday. The doors open at 2:15 Central Time. It's head coach Hugh Freeze's first Fan Day at the Auburn Tigers. On to Victory membership. If you're a member on to Victory, I guess different names for different clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Alabama's got the red. What's Bama's now?
It's not
Pride Tide or something.
Tide Pride's the official university one. Then you've got the red Elephant,
different levels. Well, this one at Auburn, on to Victory. If you're there, you get to get in an hour early, which is pretty nice. You don't have to wait in the lines, everything. Get up there. They're going to open doors for you guys at 1:15. They're going to have it in the brand new athletic complex, the new indoor football facility, which is outstanding. Jeremy, have you had an opportunity to look at their indoor practice facility or the new complex? It's crazy. They, it all started. I blame LSU. It all started. They had those locker rooms they built for them. The chairs were unbelievable, out of sight. Now everybody's copying that. Auburn's is just as nice. It's incredible. I haven't seen it in person. I went on the video tour of that, and it's working. Your kids come in, they look at it, they're impressed. NIL's working for Auburn right now. They've shot up the recruiting boards. They've shot up the people transferring in. So Hugh Freeze is getting it done. People are excited about that. There was an article by Stanford Steve on Auburn's football schedule 2023. He said, and everybody agrees with this, Auburn's 3 toughest games: LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. What have those 3 teams done since 2020? All 3 of those football teams.
Win.
They've all won national championships, all 3. They're always on Auburn's schedule. The oldest rivalry in the South, the Bulldogs. These 3 teams recruit at a high level. Hugh Freeze is trying to match that, and he's getting close. He's getting it done. He's getting close to these 3 schools. For them to have what Auburn fans want, he's got to recruit at that level as LSU, Alabama, and Georgia. He gets into their schedule. Swing games. These are games Auburn has to win that if Hugh Freeze has success in year 1. Number 1 swing game, he says, is the Arkansas game. They play Arkansas at Arkansas 2 weeks before the Iron Bowl. They think this is a must-win for Auburn to have a good year and to get to a bowl game. But it all went back to a 7.5 over-under, 7.5 wins over-under. And I'm going to go through this and tell you what he believes. The other swing game is Mississippi State. They've got Mississippi State. God, listen to the schedule for Auburn. This is all back-to-back. They've got to win the first 3 ball games. At UMass at home, they'll win that game. At Cal, could be a tricky game, but I think Auburn gets it done. Then they got Stanford. That's an easy win. Then listen to this. You got Texas A&M, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, all back-to-back. 5 games. That's one of the toughest stretches in college football right there. It really is.
It is.
Physical football teams, you're at A&M, Georgia's at home, you're at LSU. That'd probably be a night game. You got Ole Miss, Mississippi State. So he's talking about really both the Mississippi schools. If they can pull both those out, he's going to have a good year. If he can just split those 2, they think he'll get over to 7.5. The big question, Auburn, is the quarterback. Who's going to be the quarterback? Peyton Thorne or Bobby Ashford? Thorne is knocking out of the ballpark right now. I've heard nothing but good things about his throwing delivery, making the right decisions, his mechanics, everything. I think it's going to be Thorne for everything I'm hearing out of Auburn. 8 wins, 9 wins, what is it going to be? This guy that wrote the article, Stanford Steve, talking about the 7.5 over-under, he goes, Auburn doesn't get there in year 1. They will not get the 7.5. He don't think he's going to get the swing games. He don't think he's going to beat LSU. They don't think they're going to beat Alabama. They don't think it'll beat Georgia. So that's 3 losses there. What do you guys think? 7.5, do they make it or are they under? We just looked at the schedule.
They got a tough schedule.
They got a brutal schedule.
I don't see it happening.
You don't think it happened? You got Alabama, LSU, Georgia. How many teams in the country got to play 3 teams that won national championships?
They got Arkansas and Alabama.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I give them UMass, Samford, New Mexico State, Vandy. I mean, there's 4 right there. I'm going to give them Mississippi State at 5. The question mark, I think, is the Cal game. At the end of the day, do they go west and get that win? They can pick up a win over Arkansas. They could pick up a win potentially against Ole Miss or Texas A&M and get one of those, split those. So I think it's the trip to Berkeley.
Okay, Trudy, you say no way? No way.
Not with that schedule.
That's brutal. UMass win, Cal win, Stanford win, Texas A&M toss up, Georgia ain't gonna happen, LSU ain't gonna happen, Ole Miss maybe, Mississippi State. They got those 2 at home. I'm gonna give them Mississippi State. Not sure about Ole Miss. Vandy at Arkansas. That's tough, man. New Mexico State, Alabama. That's hard to get 6-7 wins right there. But I do think they're better than what people think. I'm going to say they get it. I think Auburn surprises some people. I think they get it. I think they get 7 wins.
Have you been following what they're going to do with their high touted freshman Keldrick Falk?
They pumped the kick and play.
So they're trying him, even though he's listed Jack linebacker.
Don't rush, be a pass rusher.
Putting him on the D line.
Yeah.
6'6", 288.
Yeah.
Freshman.
True freshman.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a freak. I mean, they've been talking about him. Yeah, he's on star as a true freshman.
Yeah, that's crazy. But having that coming at you off the D line, defensive end, that's I think going to be.
Think back last year, though. Think back when Will Anderson was a freshman.
That's exactly the type of
who's
player.
better. What about the kid from LSU though? Last year, that freshman outside linebacker. That kid was a freak, man. And he's back. I mean, it's crazy what these freshmen high school football, just how high school can do with
out of high
college.
school. Yeah.
In the old days, that didn't happen.
No.
It's happening now. All right, Auburn update. That's all we got for today. All we got time for. We get back. Got some questions for our special guest here. I want to thank Pat again for the Beef Over Braised. You can listen to Pat. He comes in on Tuesday mornings, does a great job. Not only does a great job at the restaurant, he's also the city commissioner in Lynn Haven, does a great job there. But don't forget, every Wednesday, if you're around Lynn Haven, that's where you want to be, Beef Over Braised. That lunch special is incredible. $9.99 for 10 wings. Also a drink, which drinks are getting really expensive now. Even tea are getting expensive. Go out there and try it. We think you'll absolutely love it. Don't forget about South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does a great job there for all your real estate needs. Offices throughout Northwest Florida. And also, don't forget about Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. You love barbecue. That's the only place you want to go to. That is at Rudy's Barbecue. And don't forget, you can call. You've used them, haven't you? They catered you. They'll cater anything. Beef. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to ESPN Northwest Florida. I lost my place.
ESPN Northwest Florida presents the Blasted Bay Point.
We've got Bobby on the line to answer this question playing high-low. Earthworks sold how many bags of mulch Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon? What do you got for us, Bobby?
Going with 53.
That is... Ain't no way. No way.
Keep listening to Win on ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you tired of hearing 2 weeks when you call to get your boat worked on? Hey folks, it's Chris Kramer with Kramer Marine and Outdoor, and we'll get you in and back out on the water as quick as possible. We're a full-line Yamaha outboard dealer and Suzuki outboard dealer, and we have master-trained certified mechanics on site. So if it's just an annual service, electronics install, trolling motor install, or all the way up to a full repower, we can take care of you. So stop by and see us in the corner of Frankfurt and 23rd next to Bill Kramer GM, or call us at 850-851-0453.
Chuck was terrible at fishing. He spent many frustrating hours attempting to get results he saw from internet videos, aggravating trial and error fishing trips, and misguided advice from well-intended friends. Chuck is happy now with his newfound success after he visited Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, where we keep fishing fun, simple, and successful. See us soon at Bay Breeze Bait and Tackle, located directly off Highway 98 on the west end of Panama City Beach.
Y'all listen up. Let me tell you something about group meals from Rudy's Barbecue. It's got all you need for all the folks you gotta feed, smoked meat, sides, and more. There's everything down to the tablecloth, just like the one that you see at the store. And a bridal shower, it's better than flowers. And a long distance meeting, it'll pass the hours. It'll feed all the cousins at a family function. It's better than potluck at a church luncheon. Next time you need to feed 10 or more, call and order a Rudy's group meal.
Next in line.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Special guest day, Jane and Trudy, the owners of That Cajun Place. Get out there and have a great time. Jeremy Pridgeon, like always on Thursdays with us, does a wonderful job. Couldn't make it without Jeremy. And Jeremy, tell me again where your church is at.
We're at First United Methodist Church in Panama City, and 8:15, 9:30, 10:45 every Sunday morning. So come join us.
Tell you what, he's one of the best. I grew up in Montgomery, Alabama. The church there, he was the pastor there, and to get there, you had to be outstanding. So I know he's great. And of course, how many years you been on the show now?
We're in our fifth, I think.
Unbelievable. Guys, time has flown by crazy. All right, I got a question for all three of you. And if you want to give us a call today to join in the conversation, you're glad to do so. We're not giving the high-low. They won it yesterday on our show, the first time ever. Randy, what was the question? Do you remember the question yesterday?
Yeah, it was how many oil changes over the past weekend did Kramer Chevrolet Buick GMC did? And
75.
Dom got it at 75.
75. That's unbelievable.
Wow.
We finally had a winner on our show. I love it. All right, this is a question. The 5 biggest names, the 5 superstars of the SEC, in order. But if you just get the names, that's okay. I'll help you out as we go. Since 2000. We'll start, give you a hint this way. He's probably the biggest name in college football. He made one of the best speeches ever in a locker room after a game, after a loss. And I think after that loss, they won like maybe back-to-back national championships. I can't remember. I know he won one. Who is the player? What school is it? And what's his name?
Be Mr. Tebow.
Tim Tebow. And what on this list, 1 through 5, the top 5 biggest names since 2000, the biggest studs of the SEC, where does he rank?
3.
Where does he rank?
2.
5.
The number 1 most famous
Tim Tebow.
The superstar. And he, talk about
awesome. He just a wonderful person.
Yes.
You know, I put him along. You know, I work with Archie Manning, Drew Brees, have been around, and I put him with those guys. Are just quality human beings. Love them.
What was Archie like? What was he really like?
Archie was just a down-to-earth, easygoing person. We would have company picnics and Christmas parties, and his wife Olivia and then Cooper, Eli, and Peyton would come up, and they were little kids, and I'd bounce them on my knee, and I asked, Archie, them kids ever going to play football? Yeah, Jan, if they want to play, they can play. It was so nonchalant, unbelievable. And Archie Manning is just one of the kindest people you'll ever meet, and Tim Tebow is right there with him. They're very religious and just good people.
So Archie was what were you in the car business?
Yes, he was. I'd like to say he was, you know, a popular person in New Orleans in the car dealership. I was working for a Royal Oldsmobile, and he came on and he was selling cars with me, and it was great. It was a great time. He was wonderful people. We sold a lot of Saints players' cars. I can't think of one of the young man's names right now, but he came in and said, I don't know if I can afford a car. I said, you're working for the Saints now. You're starting for the Saints. You can afford a car.
We're not very good, though.
Oh, man, I wish I could remember his name. He was a young guy. It was wonderful. But all those guys, Tim Tebow is just beautiful people. You know, those are the kind of people you want your daughter to marry, without a doubt, hands down.
Yeah, my wife loves Tim Tebow. I think everybody loves even if you're LSU fans, you guys love him. Man. He was a super guy.
But, you know, he when all this stuff came out, you know, he stayed his ground. Yeah. I'm not moving. This is my moral. This is my core values. I'm staying with my core values. And that says a lot for a man.
And they attacked him when he was in the NFL just because of his religion.
That's why I say
unbelievable.
Yeah, he stayed to true.
We get time. I want to get back to Archie though. All right, number 2. Who is the second biggest superstar since 2000? And I will help you out. He played quarterback just like Tim Tebow did. They have a special on him right now, and Netflix.
I know.
Who is it?
Ohio. Is that Burrow?
Mm-mm.
Isn't that Burrow?
No.
Oh, come on.
No. He liked money. He liked money.
Johnny Manziel.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah,
Johnny Manziel, Mr. Football. Johnny Football comes in at number 2.
Yeah.
They've got the special on that. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Netflix. All right. They're playing in 2012. He's a freshman. Okay, they did the whole story about him. They showed him playing high school football in Texas. The stadiums are huge. It's packed out. It's like a college game. That's how big football is in the state of Texas. But he's on the sideline in Tuscaloosa, and Alabama's coming back. They had jumped on Bama. Bama's ranked number 1. They're coming back. He runs to a media guy, national media guy. I'm going to tell you who it is. On the sideline, he goes, right there, F Nick Saban, F Alabama, we're getting ready to score. Watch. He was on the field. They drive down. They score. And it was like you wrote it up like a script for a movie. It was crazy.
Wow.
They go into what he did in the NFL, had a drinking problem. He made money. He would go down to Miami. He got caught doing it. Went to Miami signing T-shirts, but he had a buddy with him. They paid him in cash, gave it to his buddy. Buddy took 20%. He got the rest of it. He sent it to his grandfather. Grandfather sends him a check back for the amount of money. so he couldn't break any rules. So sure enough, they knew what was going on, but technically he never touched his hands, whatever, so he got to keep on playing. Gets drafted in the first round, goes to the Browns. They say never watch tape, never do anything. It was a big flop, one of the biggest disappointments, biggest bust ever. If you want to watch something that's pretty entertaining and see how it is, watch this one. It's called Johnny Football on Netflix. It's on right now. You need to watch it. All right, Jan Trudy, who's number 3? The third biggest name since 2000 in the SEC of college football. He had a great career in the NFL, okay? He just got out of it. He likes to dress sharp. It's like he came from outer space.
South Carolina.
No.
But
Mr. Newton.
Who?
Yeah, Cam Newton.
That's who I was thinking of.
Cam Newton. Yeah, you were thinking about
Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
Yes, Cam Newton, like he came out of space, goes to Auburn, wins the national championship. At the end of the game, he broke out and had an unbelievable game. LSU. It was played at Auburn. You remember that game? They couldn't stop him.
No, they couldn't.
That's when he won the Heisman against LSU in that game. His dad, he played with Tebow. He was on that team with Tebow. And this is coming out the 22nd. You need to watch this one, too. They're going to have a story, I think it's on Netflix, too, about Urban Meyers and the Florida Gators, that team they had. He was on it. Who was the kid that played in the NFL, the tight end?
Aaron Hernandez.
They got it's not a very positive thing on the Florida Gators when Urban was there, so you be prepared for that. But anyway, Cam Newton was unbelievable. He threw the laptop out of the window. They said it wasn't his, a stolen laptop. Anyway, he leaves Florida. He wins the national championship. Florida's a freshman. I think he was a freshman. Goes to a JC school. They win a national championship there. The next year goes to Auburn. He won 3 national championships in a row. The guy's incredible. Great football player. He dresses pretty wild, too. He comes at number 3. Number 4. This should be easy. This quarterback may be arguably the best college football team in the history of college football. And their coach got a divorce after they won this national championship. Who could this team be? Who could be this quarterback at number 4?
They call him Joey, I think, up in Ohio.
Joe Burrows.
That's it.
Unbelievable.
I talked to Ohio people, and that's Joey. That's our boy. That's our boy. They love him.
I love him. Yeah, he gives back. He does all kind of good things for people. His daddy was a coach. He went to Ohio State. For whatever reason, it didn't work out at Ohio State. Comes to LSU, breaks every record there is, passing the ball, touchdowns, and really that 2020 LSU football team might have been the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, we thank Ohio for not accepting him as quarterback.
Did y'all have a clue, though, seriously? Because it's like they came out of nowhere. I mean, LSU's always good, but to be that good, were y'all surprised, too?
Yeah, you have to be. And, you got an unknown quarterback that was a reject, sort of. He wasn't really a reject, but they just passed over him. He said, well, I'm going down to LSU. So,
Does that tell you how good Ohio State must be, having all these great players?
I know. I thank him. Thank you, Ohio.
Anyway, he goes to LSU, and again, I don't even think they had Jeremy, did they even have a close game? The only game they had.
Auburn was really the closest.
Well, we were at the Alabama game. LSU game was good.
Yeah, it was really, a very good ball game.
We couldn't stop them. We
didn't have an answer to it. Was playing hobbled. The Auburn game really was the one that they kind of escaped early. And moved on. Yeah,
I'll never forget that one in Tuscaloosa though. When we couldn't slow him down. I remember one time we thought him slide. He takes off and runs the ball, gets the first down, and that little running back they had a little running back that year that was unbelievable too.
That Fournette.
Yeah, they were God, it was crazy. And the President of the United States was at that game, Trump. Anyway, that was a great football game. That's truly one of the best teams I've ever seen. Number 5. This is not a quarterback. The 5th best superhero since 2000. He was not a quarterback. He played on a team that you guys absolutely love.
Alabama.
Yeah, who is it?
He was a running back. Last name started with S, maybe?
You got running back is correct. Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, a freak. 6'4", 250-pound running back, leading high school rusher in the country. His record still stands. And he broke Bo Jackson and Herschel Walker's record, the most rushing yards. Was it 2015, 2017? I can't remember.
15, I think it was.
But that's the biggest. We got a phone caller. Let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning. How you doing today?
We're doing good. What are you doing?
Man, I'm just now getting back in the groove of things. Been on vacation up in Michigan, of all places, from a Georgia boy. You should have heard them boys up there talking about Georgia. They loved us.
I bet they did. I bet they did.
Every single minute of it, sitting at the bar talking about how, I was like, man, y'all just got to keep beating Ohio State, man. If y'all keep beating Ohio State, y'all be fine. But lose to Ryan Day, it's going to be another story. So, anyway, I was calling to talk about LSU, considering they're going to be pretty quality this year, considering they lost to us. But the guy that impressed me in our game last year, who I think should be the starting quarterback, is Nussmeier. I was going to see if the boys over there at that Cajun place don't believe in that myself, because he did score 35 on us in the second half.
I believe it 100%.
Daniels is not going to win. I love y'all's restaurant. I was like, I got to call in there. That's my favorite place to eat in all Panama City. And it's like, I got to say, man, when I was at that game, we were dominating them, killing them. But that boy brought in some mojo, kind of like Burrow did. It's his second year there. And I don't think y'all are going to go anywhere until y'all put that boy behind the helm.
I agree 100%. I watched that game, and I said, why is he not starting every game?
Every game. There's no reason why he actually fits in Brian Kelly's system. Daniels does not fit in that system.
No.
So I'm telling you right now, if y'all don't get rid of him, Alabama's going to stomp y'all, and Georgia's going to stomp y'all, and everybody's going to stomp y'all.
I like that one statement you said. Hey, so let me ask you something real quick. Who's going to be the West champion? You said talking about LSU, Alabama. Who's it going to be?
If my opinion, see, here's where, like I said, that's my opinion on the LSU field. There's only two teams in the West going to make it. Ole Miss ain't going to surprise nobody. A&M's going to have a great defense. They're going to be very solid on defense because they had a daggone good defense last year. Alabama's being quiet. The only thing with Alabama is if Alabama gets back to the Georgia way of doing things, because we are two-time national champions. If they run the ball first, like Georgia always has, Georgia's always been committed to the runs since the day I was born. So if they run the ball first and then work on the pass, Alabama could be lethal. But if they don't, if they keep trying to go up and down the field with these wide receivers and all that, the game's going so fast now with no timeout clocks and all that other stuff. You got to hold on to that ball longer than don't let your opponent have the ball as much because you ain't going to have much time. All this extra time you used to have in college football, those breaks are going to be over this year. So it's going to be a different game, too, as well. I don't think a lot of people even know that.
Yeah.
So if you run the ball, control the clock, pound it down their throat, and you got to beat them up front. If you look at who's going to be the dominant SEC, who's got the returning linemen on offense and defense, that'd be Georgia, Alabama, and LSU. Nobody else has got returners.
And what's sad, one of those teams won't be in the playoffs. I do think we'll get two in this year. I don't know much about three.
There's no doubt if LSU plays his capability and Alabama does and Georgia, what's going to suck is all three of us might have one loss.
Yeah.
And that would be terrible because, I was telling the guys up in Michigan, they don't understand. They're like, well, Purdue's all good and this, that, and the other. There are other teams that kept naming them off. And I'm like, man, every team you've named hasn't done anything besides Ohio State. Penn State gets lucky every 10 years, and I was like, Penn State, I think, is going to be pretty good. But they don't have near the competition level. No. Everybody hates everybody. And now we've got the biggest target in the world on our back. Everybody wants to beat Georgia right now. Everybody.
Well, maybe in the coming two-conference world we're going to live in, we can create our own SEC Big Ten challenge each year and just, pair off Purdue, Kentucky, and Indiana, Arkansas, and, just get some matchups and settle the score on some of this.
Hey, I hate to break up this love affair with all you guys, but we got to take a break. Hey, you want to hold on, or you got to go?
Go Dogs. I got to go to work.
Hey, thank you for calling. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you a lot. Really do. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Damn, we already got to our last segment. This is crazy. Let me talk. I didn't say enough. You know what? I haven't given me any love today at all. I love John and Charlotte. They do such a wonderful job. Get out of newbies, on the curve, watch all these sporting events. The Mothership, golly, she has the best bands in the Southeast End Friday and Saturday night. Get out to newbies. Some coach sent you. John, Charlotte, love you. and thank you for all you do for the community. Also, don't forget about Jason Kovaleski. Hopefully he'll be here tomorrow. Max Sports Nutrition. All you coaches, you don't have to come to Pier Park anymore. Now there's a store on 23rd Street, and give him a call. He'll come visit with your team. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. We're taking the inside drive.
Trade deadline ended last night. David, obviously one of the big topics was the Mets and their huge dump of, they had the highest payroll, more than $80 million the next team out there, and they were due to pay over $100 million in that luxury tax.
Join Ryan Mulvey.
Thank you very little.
Middays 11 to 1 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with ESPN Northwest Florida. Here is your weather forecast on this Thursday morning. As we head into this afternoon and evening, mostly sunshine and a high of 90 with a moderate breeze at 14 miles per hour coming out of the west-southwest. For tonight, mostly clear skies and a low near 84. Tomorrow, mixture of some sun and a possibility of thunderstorms and a high around 90. This weather forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry and Coin and Bullion Reserves. Did you know that we do more than just sell some of the finest jewelry in town? We can engrave on your wedding band, locket, Yeti cup, or almost anything. Need your watch battery changed? We can do that too. Our expert will even evaluate your coin collection. And of course, we always pay top dollar for your old gold and silver jewelry. See, there's a lot more to Tracy's Fine Jewelry than a lot of pretty sparkly things. Come and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2023 Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer, Bill Bird Kia.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The tradition continues.
Lots of force on this one. Hello, Chop House. A two-run homer.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michaels Studio.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Appreciate the phone calls today. Give us a call, 215-6290. You know what? You have told the story before. This was a long time ago when you told me the story. How did you two get here? And give everybody the story about why you had to come here. It's kind of pretty interesting. You guys were, your life was on the line. It's a pretty good story. You can go as fast, as slow as you want. I don't care. I just kind of want to, last segment, let's talk about your life.
We both had our homes destroyed from Katrina, August 29th to August 28th in 2005. In September, we found refuge at Tyndall Air Force Base, whopping $35 a night. That was cheap. And we wound up staying in Panama City. FEMA put us up for 6 months, and we fell in love with Panama City. Trudy and I, we had a market research company, and all our clients were on our server. We had to literally break into the building with a National Guard helicopter flying over, and Trudy was watching. That was a fun time, but we wound up getting into our office and bringing our equipment back home, or back to Florida, and we just were so worn out from, the insurance companies not coming on time, and everybody, no one knew what they were doing, and we had was the guy, the mayor of New Orleans, I forget his name now.
Ray Nagin. They were stealing and, blaming Bush. They wouldn't give him any money, and it was horrible. But anyway, we found refuge here, and we played in real estate for a little while. And in March 2012, so 7 years later, pretty much, Trudy decided she wanted to open up a sandwich shop. So we opened up a 450-square-foot sandwich shop. It originally sat 9 people. I put a board on the wall for a counter. I asked Trudy, I said, Trudy, I need 6 bar stools. How much are they? They're $20 a piece. No, we can't afford that. We'll wait till next week. So I couldn't spend $120 back then, and we wound up getting up about 22 people sitting inside, 450 square foot, included the bathroom, the kitchen, the dining area. I mean, it was just 450 square feet. And within a year, well, one Friday night, I counted 30 people inside, elbow to elbow, and 80 people outside.
Dang.
We had 2 picnic tables and the 2 parking spots we had out front. And then we had parking in the back. And we sold bottled Coke, and we do soft drinks or sodas up here from north. But we grew, and we kept growing, and we went to 1,500 square feet within a year. Then went to 5,000 square feet within a year. And we kept growing. And I remember we went to the first place, to 1,500 square feet. Well, before, everybody, hey, come on, sit down. Well, now we've got more tables and more stools, more seats. And people were standing, wait a minute, and they'd walk up from where they were standing, waiting for their seat. They'd go get a drink from the bar. And they'd come back and somebody else sitting there, and they'd argue. Oh, no, man, I've been waiting here. Well, you weren't here before. And we say, hey, we need to get a hostess. Because this is not going to work out. Because they wanted to stay, and we had a line out the door. I said, I know it's a blessing. We give thanks every day.
Yeah.
God has treated us really well. And we like to give back to the community. But anyway, we went there, and then our landlord from Kentucky, nothing bad about Kentucky, but he decided to raise our rent, doubled our rent after Hurricane Michael, doubled our rent after COVID. And we're not paying much more now, but now we've got 8,500 square feet in the main building, another 2,000 square feet behind us, and we're getting ready to build another. I won't get into that. Oosh, that's a secret.
We'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah, we did purchase the lot next door to us for parking,
right.
And we're waiting for the lights to get on, and so we'll have a lot more parking. We can. Paul Christo's a great guy, and he needs some parking too. So I tell him I'd share it with him.
I love Paul.
Paul's a great guy. So is J. Michael. Those folks are good. But we've been blessed. This community has embraced us. I remember we lost the restaurant from one of our partners, the last partner we've had. We don't have partners now. And I remember he took over on a Friday, and we would have an hour and a half wait on a Friday night. I think he had 12 customers come in the door because of the community. It just took care of us. It was.
When we lost the restaurant, all my employees except for 2 walked out, so we had no employees, and all of Bay County boycotted the place.
It was amazing. He said, how we know? So we had an alligator on the head. We keep mints in. He said, when the alligator's going, we're going. So they'd open the door and look at it. Okay, we out here.
But the remarkable thing is 2 weeks later, on a Friday, we signed the papers and we got the restaurant back from him. And because he realized he couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
We signed the papers around noon on Friday. We opened up at 4 o'clock and packed the place.
Wow.
Had another hour and a half, 2-hour wait.
Unbelievable.
But this community has supported us in a tremendous way, and we just love it here, and can't go anywhere else.
We got about a minute to go, but he can tell you the whole story. When they were in New Orleans, y'all had to have guns on you and everything. It was horrible. It was dangerous. I mean,
we literally had to break into our office building.
Yeah.
And there was helicopters flying around, and they were saying they were shooting people that were polluting.
Did y'all ever get it straightened out with the insurance? Did you take a beating or?
I had to. A year later, I had to hire an attorney and go to mitigation. It was horrible. Trudy pretty much did the same thing. I had over $300,000 worth of damage to my house, and the insurance company 6 months later gives me a check for $70,000, and I said, "This is not coming close." Anyway, make a long story short, we wound up having to go with an attorney and file a suit against the insurance companies.
God bless you.
And I'm not the only one.
Right.
There's so many people that had to go through that.
Right. How much time we got? 1 minute? Okay. Jeremy, what's going on down at the church? Anything special going on? You got any? We want you to open up a school, okay? We need another school.
We need another school back. Yeah. We actually have our preschools up and running this morning. We're in the top 3 for Best of Bay, and so we're excited about that. Won it in previous years, so we'll see what happens with this year. But grateful for all of our early childhood educators that are going back, and I know that's happening across the county today. But First United Methodist Church, Panama City, and we're big back to school, back to church weekend.
Well, since you came on the show, we're best of the Bay too. We got the top 3 also, and everybody says it's you. I agree.
Well,
I mean,
let's get a twofer.
Yeah, I hope we can get it in. Thank you guys so much for coming in, and I'm pumped up, man. When Rick told me you guys are going to be open Saturdays early like that, we all know Sunday you got the brunch, and now we got it on Saturday mornings. I think that's a home run. I really do. We can get there and watch game day. I'm not going to eat a brunch. I'm going to eat my wings. All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Well,
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very